All right, so this is a Tube Screamer shootout. We have the same amp, PRS HDRX20, same settings, 2 guitars, just the pedals. We're not chasing hype, we're chasing feel. The Tube Screamer is never meant to be a distortion pedal. It was designed to recreate the sound of an amp just starting to break up. And this was at a time when amps were loud, clean, and didn't give you much gain at reasonable volumes. It was about getting that edge of breakup feel without peeling the paint off the walls. Here's why people still use them today. On single coil guitars, a Tube Screamer adds a nice weight, a nice thickness, a nice girth. It takes that bright, wiry edge that single coils can sometimes have, and it makes them feel a little more vocal, if you will. And then into a dirty amp, totally different story. It tightens up the low end, it pushes the mids forward, and it keeps things really focused instead of just flubbing out. That's the magic. Same pedal, totally different jobs, ton of different applications. All right, here's the lineup. We've got a whole family of Tube Screamers with one very obvious omission. The TS10 was invited to the party, it just didn't show up because it was too busy being unobtainium and reminding you that it costs more than your rent. So instead, we've got the Warm Audio Tube Squealer stepping in to cover that TS10 territory. You know, based on the same era, the same idea, the same, why does this suddenly feel better, under my fingers sort of thing, just without the vintage tax. This is the TS9. It's the gold standard. It's what people mean when they say Tube Screamer. It's the classic mid-forward circuit with a nice tight low end and a slightly more aggressive feel. It's why this pedal became the default for tightening up amps and pushing single coils forward in a mix. All right, this is the TS808. It's the same basic idea as the TS9, but smoother and softer around the edges. It feels a bit rounder under the fingers with slightly less bite and a little more relaxed attack. It's the sound that people associate with a lot of early blues rock and edge of breakup tones. And this one, Warm Audio Tube Squealer. It's essentially filling in the TS10 role for this video. The TS10 is known for feeling a little bit leaner, a little clearer, and a little bit less mid-humped than the earlier Tube Screamer versions. And that's exactly what this does. It still tightens the low end, it still pushes the mids, but it feels slightly faster and more open, especially into a dirty amp. This is the modern players discovered this by accident version of a Tube Screamer. This is a TS9 that's been rebuilt by Analogman. You know him from King of Tone. It's the same Tube Screamer idea, but with more headroom, more clarity, and more amp-like response. It doesn't change what the circuit is, it just refines it. A little bit less pedal and a little bit more front of amp. Alright, and this little guy. This is the Tube Screamer Mini. Isn't it cute? It's the same core Tube Screamer circuit, just scaled down and tightened up for modern boards. It feels a little punchy, immediate, a little bit less extra bloom, and a very direct response. This one's all about practicality. All right, the Keeley Noble Screamer. Within this pedal is Keeley's take on the Tube Screamer. It's got more headroom, more range, more flexibility. You can live in that classic Tube Screamer territory, or you can push it into something a little more open and modern. This is kind of the do-everything version. All right, so some of these feel softer, some of them feel tighter, some of them feel a little more aggressive. None of them are wrong, they're just totally different flavors. The TS9 is tight, aggressive, punchy, the classic Tube Screamer sound. The TS808 is a little smoother, a little rounder, a little more mellow. The Tube Squealer in that TS10 kind of territory, it has that really nice chewy pick attack, maybe feels a little bit less congested and very immediate. The Analogman kind of takes the best of all of those and it gives you a little more room to breathe with the added headroom that's in the pedal. The Mini can't be beat if you have a small footprint on your pedal board and you want a Tube Screamer. Boom, done, look no further. The Noble Screamer, it feels like a Tube Screamer, just modernized a little bit, smoothed around the edges maybe. And these aren't night and day differences. They're feel differences. I don't know how much of that will come across in YouTube, because honestly, at the end of the day, they all sound very similar. The biggest difference that I feel in the room is how it reacts to my picking hand. If you want the classic sound that everyone knows, get a TS9. If you want it a little smoother, a little more mellow, maybe a little less high and punchy, get an 808. If you want the TS10 style clarity without that vintage tax, get the Tube Squealer. It's a great TS10 variant. If you want the most refined version, go grab one of these Analogmans. They're great. If you need small and practical, get the Mini. Can't go wrong. If you want flexibility and headroom, get the Noble Screamer, and you also get an ODR1 style circuit in there too that's really good. This is why this circuit refuses to die. It doesn't try to be something exciting on its own, it just makes your amp feel better to play. Different Tube Screamers change the flavor, little bits here and there, sure, but the reason we keep buying them is always the same. They make you want to keep playing.